breaking news. Did you hear the news today, Chris? Did you hear the news today?
Did you start the podcast?
No.
Awesome.
No.
I feel like you started the podcast.
I sure didn't.
No, not that I'm seeing, Austin.
Oh, okay. Well, then there's just the one piece of news then.
Did you start the podcast?
That it's time for a whole new episode of Half Raced and Half Baked. Or is it Half Baked and Half Raced?
Half baked, half raced.
That's why I'm that one and you're the other one.
Yes.
All right, we're back, everybody. We keeping it strong with 2 weeks in a row.
Oh yeah. This is totally gonna keep being a thing.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And man, let me tell you, if you thought I sounded nasally last week,
he's a nasally.
You're in for the ultimate treat this week.
He is a nasally boy.
Oh yeah, coming off being sick, right into a podcast, be great.
Yeah. So, Chris, what you been up to, man? I feel like I haven't seen you for like a week or something.
Yeah, it's been literally a week.
Yeah, literally. I totally didn't see you yesterday.
No,
I
totally didn't hang out and watch John Wick 2 and 1. I'm sorry.
John Wick 1, yeah.
It could have been John Wick 2. I slept for most of it, sir.
Yeah, only a little bit.
Only completely.
So you're really congested and you're having trouble staying awake.
Yes.
So you're sick.
Bringing good energy.
So you're sick, or you?
I was sick. Now I'm getting over being sick.
So now you're on that like nice post sick.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm just in that stage of sinus infection where I'm just gonna be congested for no reason for a week.
Gross. All right.
Yes.
So enough faffing about. Let's get down to it. What did you want to start with? You gave me no outline for this. We're just winging it, I guess.
No, it's the same outline every week, but we talk about it.
Oh, then I should have printed it. I don't have it in front of me.
You don't need it, bud.
I'm panicking.
This isn't radio. So you have to remember, this isn't radio. It's
right,
okay. It's a little loose, a little loosey-goosey, a little rough around the edges.
A little rough around the edges. That's definitely us.
A little rugged, if you want to.
That is not a descriptor of us at all.
No. Well, I got a beard.
I mean, so do a lot of hipsters. Would you call them rugged?
No.
Yeah. So. All right, man. What did you want to start with?
How did you do with your week, Austin? Tell me about
how was my
about
week.
your
I went down to Louisiana last weekend actually.
Mm.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of my Switch because I had the portable thing going.
Yeah. What'd you play your Switch, bud?
I've been playing more Final Fantasy. It's just a good time sync game, which is really what I want on the Switch right now. Honestly, I'm not even worried about like newer games right now. Like I'm looking forward to Mario Maker 2, obviously, but
yeah, like I'm also in the same situation like with newer games.
I'm fine with like the Xbox 360, PS3 era ports that they've been getting.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are complaining about the ports, and I'm like, the main deal is that I can play those games portably. Like I got portable Dark Souls.
I can play this really long RPG just at my leisure. I don't like in a very comfortable position.
Yeah, exactly. What did you do last week?
But besides working, I just played around more with my new graphics card.
Yeah.
Like, so the new game thing is like I saw some new games like for sale on Steam. I was like, I kind of want that game. But I was like, wait, I have a new graphics card that can actually play all the old games I wasn't playing for. So I need to play those.
How big
first.
was that list, by the way? Like, did you have a sizable list?
It was
bad.
massive.
You had like just a big old backlog. And just can't play this
huge.
until it's
yeah. Like one thing I started playing. I think the first game I went through this now, actually I think fully played through was Watch Dogs 2.
Okay.
I'll eventually just get over the fact that I hate most of the characters in that game.
They are pretty unlikable, yeah.
Because they're just like, hey, hello, fellow children. We're into what you like.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah, they're very how do you do, fellow kids. And it's very distracting. But the gameplay is super fun. Like I love the gameplay. It's fun playing around with the drones. You get two different drones.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can go around and just like blue.
What do the two different drones do? Like is one
one
of them like a normal
flies,
drone?
Yeah, one that flies and one ground one that kind of rolls around.
So essentially, you have a quadcopter and an RC car.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the RC car can physically manipulate things, whereas the quadcopter can drop stuff from the air.
Okay.
It can mark people.
Can you hack stuff with the RC car then?
Yes.
So you can hack stuff with your hacked car.
Yes.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
Nice.
You can even just hack regular cars and make them go, because the Watch Dogs world is weird.
I was just about to lead into that. I was like, so wait, are they like full on like? Because at that point, it's like that's a cyberpunk world. If
it
like you can literally
much
hack
is, but
anything.
in modern day, yeah, because it's like the security system, like it's just in like everything.
Yeah,
it's got very big vulnerabilities that you take advantage of.
Yeah,
it's like in cars and like home security systems and everything, so you can actually just hack regular cars and just make them drive themselves.
I don't know. I think it would have been a lot more fun if, or at least more appealing to me specifically. I don't really know if it's fun or not because I didn't play it, but it just seemed like more of a half cyberpunk world, and I was like, I don't know why they didn't go full cyberpunk with it.
That costs more money, probably.
Yeah, just ask CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, they're spending all the money.
And
they got all the
time,
money
though.
from Witcher 3, so it doesn't matter.
They're still making all the money from Witcher 3. In fact, I think they ran out of money from that because there's no more people to buy it.
No.
Because I literally don't know anybody who hasn't bought that game.
Yeah, I haven't. Like, that's probably the game I'll play after Watch Dogs 2. Just sit down and finally, like, well, I actually play this game at a decent frame right now. So just
that's
sit down
just
and play
really
that.
one of those where we talked about that last time, where the open world dilemma, where you got your Assassin's Creed, where like it's like you said last time, where it's just like little seconds of gameplay.
Yeah,
and they're
just all
everywhere.
over the map. Yeah.
Whereas like CD Projekt Red is like that, but it's even worse because each thing is its own.
Yeah, it's like
storyline.
Hey, there's like 5 different things over here. Each one of them is going to take 5 hours to complete.
Yeah, and
it's
like
what?
And it's its own story, and you're going to care by the end of it. And it's
it
like,
may even be better than the main story. It's like, why?
yeah, my problem with that. And see, my problem with that is like I would end up just doing like one side quest in a play session, because it takes like
because they take like 5 hours to do.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's all I was gonna do to sit down and play this for like 5 hours, and it's like, man, I just killed this griffin over here, but like I'm just fucking around instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's really the main anxiety that I get from open world games, especially Bethesda games. Is
it's like, well, I don't want to.
There's just a complete disconnect from like what you're supposed to be doing, and like. Just going on like it's like your characters.
Dude, for a fight where we both got Skyrim, I never did the main quest. I think I did like.
Did you ever even beat the main quest? Because I didn't.
No,
I don't even know how
the
Skyrim
main quest is boring compared to everything else.
It's really boring. More importantly, with Bethesda,
it's like,
games,
oh, you want to go over here and become a fucking werewolf with these dudes over here,
or a vampire? Just fuck it, do it.
Just screw it.
My other main problem is that like they got Bethesda is really bad with this, both that DLC and Skyrim, or rather Fallout 4's final DLC with a Raider thing, where like. You're the chosen one, essentially, and you have to be like a paragon of society, like just
but then
Jesus,
it comes to last,
essentially.
Like, hey.
And this is like, hey, you want to just fucking kill all your friends?
You want to be evil?
And it's like my save file already
did
all the other things.
But I wasn't. You told me I couldn't be evil.
You literally told me I couldn't be evil.
It's like, well, maybe be all evil all you want.
Because like in Skyrim,
but only over here. Only over here, though.
Only over here, though. Don't bring that. Because in Fallout, you could bring it back out. Like you could raid like settlements that you had like taken, but the only way that you get those settlements is if you had taken them in the first place. So it's like they fell into the meme of like Preston Garvey's like just a piece of shit, and like you're like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm just gonna fuck up everything with this faction.
Just blow it up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
pretty much about all I did with my week.
I didn't really do much because again a lot of it was
yeah, Sam. When I got home from work, I just went home and just collapsed from being sick.
May is a pretty busy month for both of us in our actual jobs. So
yeah, like for you,
it's understandable.
What are you doing?
I actually learned very, very quickly this month that May is actually very busy for what we're doing.
Oh, graduation stuff.
No, actually, no. That's you with all that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
actually,
me.
No, it's actually changing over from first quarter to second quarter, and then a mixture of other things, and then a lot of the holidays with like Mother's Day, and I guess graduation. Pretty much anytime you can sell cars, which is every holiday. And a lot of people, I guess, get cars for the graduation present. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Rich white people. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything? I know you had a lot of stuff that you kept on telling me throughout last week that you had a lot of stuff that you wanted to talk to me about that we didn't get to talk about in length because you wanted to save the reaction, get that pure Kino reaction.
Okay. Well, let's just jump right into it with John Wick because we Mr. John Wick.
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, just clap and jump right into it.
Clap, jump right into it.
So the John Wick 3 movie is about to come out. Okay. I'm very excited about it. We both are.
Yeah. There's literally nothing bad about it. There's nothing you could tell me right now that would make me like upset about it.
Well, no, it's not bad about the movie.
Oh, okay.
Bad about this game though.
Wait, game?
There's a new tie-in game to John Wick that's let's see. In a press release, the game publisher described John Wick Hex. It's called John Wick Hex.
John Wick Hex?
Yes, as a fast-paced, action-oriented strategy game that makes you think and strike like John Wick.
Wait, like a strategy game? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna let you watch this. I'm gonna let you watch this trailer.
Okay.
In real time right now, but
okay.
After
hang on, we gotta actually. You know what? We're gonna go take a break and I'm gonna watch that trailer and then we'll hop back. It's gonna be the magic of technology. Yes. We'll come right back
because we gotta wait for this ad anyway.
Yeah. And we're back. Yeah, we're back.
So that was that trailer.
Are we back? That trailer looked like hot ass.
Yeah. That looked great. It looks like a mobile game, but it's coming out on major consoles and PC.
So I noticed that Thomas was Alone's director is on that. I mean, good for him that he got a paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, take it,
I guess so.
What was that one again? I don't remember what Thomas was.
I just
remember it was an indie darling game.
Yeah, it's one of those indie games.
That I just don't care about. I'm going to go with Walking Simulator. I feel like I'm 90% just good with guessing that. I don't know. I'm going to look it up later and be wrong, and people can tell me I'm wrong.
People.
Tell us we're wrong in the comments.
Yes.
By the way.
Please. Please listen.
Well, also, tell us how YouTube analytics works, because we're still figuring out the Elgato.
Yeah.
On that one. Yeah, so that looked like a pretty much what you were telling me about how it's just a shameless tie-in game, and everything about the gameplay.
Good.
Well, see, I look at that, and everything that stood out to me was that everything about the gameplay and the graphics and everything about it seemed to be just a shameless cash-in. I mean, like they were like they gave it like
that point where he like caught. Like, if you want to go watch the trailer, you go watch it. This is the point where he goes to like cock the gun. There's no animation on the gun. There's barely animation on his head.
Yeah,
when he goes to do it.
Yeah, it's just
the cell shading. Like I don't mind. I like cell shading, but it's like for this, it was like why?
So I always like cell shading too, and we've talked about this before. As far as cell shading graphics goes, there's a way to do cell shading that looks really, really good.
This is not one of those.
This is not one of those. System Arc works. System Arc works. Is that
Arc System works?
Arc System works. Yeah, I'm a little dyslexic, but yeah, they found out how to do it real good with 3D models and do it really effectively and cheaply. The Naruto games look really good with their cell shading, even though I don't know what the hell is going on in that. I think there's like a tree or something.
Does. Even Naruto fans know what's going on Naruto.
There's like a zombie dude with like 5 eyes or something. Everything's about eyes in that. I don't know
it is.
Okay.
It really is.
Yeah. So, yeah, that looks like hot ass.
Yeah. That
hot look ass. And why is it called Hex?
I guess because it's hexadecimal.
I don't know. Does that mean something, or is it just place like or is it just a marketable
like a hex grid? Maybe it takes place like a hex grid.
Okay, that could. But is it just a marketable term that they were just like that's?
I guess.
But John Wick already is a marketable term. Like they could have just said John Wick the game.
This is John goddamn Wick.
John goddamn Wick. So what else? What else is going on? What else are people fucking up in the game sphere here, Chris?
Well, let's see. We can go. I was gonna say that for a little bit later, but we go into it now. It's fine. Yeah. So EA back in the spotlight again.
Okay. Yeah. You were telling me about this as well.
After all the Anthem.
Yeah.
Anthem nonsense has been going on, and people will be kind of disappointed with Apex Legends. What do you call it?
Their season battle pass, whatever the hell they call it.
Which they only do it because they don't want to crunch the developers. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
So pretty much EA is now essentially got a conference call with their shareholders. They have like their quarterly financial call thing. So we're just like, we might have to just reevaluate how we release games.
Oh yeah. This whole well, I mean, really,
like just all together, just look at the company up and down and just be like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, honestly, man, if you had to, if we narrowed it down to AAA games and we had to say like the first half of 2019 here that we're coming up on, the only thing that really stood out, good or bad, and there wasn't really much good as far as the AAA goes, it was nothing but really terrible releases that were awful.
Yeah.
And we've had our
even
fair
Red Dead
share
Redemption, like probably the best game of last year, was able to figure out with their online thing. People,
I mean, and again, the meme is eternal that Rockstar can't launch a game successfully, like stably. Rather.
Yeah,
they're always going to be successful. Don't get me wrong with that.
Oh no, they made all the money for forever.
Every single time, especially whenever they're going to release it like another 3 times on PC
they better release that
and
on
PS5 or whatever.
Swear to goddamn Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, so EA is essentially just being like, we might just look at how we release like our large scale games like
the
that.
The worst part,
and just be like essentially looking at like doing soft launches. Like we may just have they're essentially just going to we may just have to just go start doing just a system of straight just soft launching games.
I don't even know what that would look like though.
They actually used reference of a lot of like how MMOs launch in the Asian market.
Yeah,
where they'll launch when they soft launch, like, hey, the game's out, but it's still very much.
But what is that?
Not so much early access. Like, hey, the game's out, it's feature complete, but hey, there's still a lot we need to work on.
So can I be cynical as shit right here?
Yes, go for it. That's what
conspiracy theory.
Yes,
conspiracy theory. What if?
Put your tinfoil hats.
What if they did it on purpose? To like some degree, or what if at the very least, what if this kind of plays to their favor, because this allows them to still do what they wanted to do in the first place, which is just make games as a service.
See, I would
Because
like.
I'm worried about the monetization of soft launching a game. Like, what am I paying up front? Am I going to pay at a discount? Or
Probably full price.
Right.
No,
so,
EA probably full price.
So, like, no, we know with EA it's going to be full price. So, I mean, like, what's even the point then? So, like, if a game's going to soft launch at that point, like, and if EA is going to do what we know what they're going to do and they're going to charge full price, what's the point of buying a game at launch then? Like, literally, it behooves you to not do that. But
it's
then
like,
also,
it's like, well, you like, especially like, well, I guess a loser is like, well, you want to get all the best loot, right? You want to get all the content.
well, it turns into a catch-22, right, for them, like the developers, and the publishers, because they want to make an install base.
Yeah.
But if they're giving you a bad proposition from the word go, with, hey, look, this game's gonna have some problems. We want you to stick with us.
They'll probably give incentives. I know like a lot of those like games that like soft launch like that. They'll give like, hey, you were part of the founders, or you're getting like the founders. So do I get like
a $5 hat that nobody else can get?
Man, people are stupid. They'll go for that.
Yeah, that's true. It's absolutely true.
Look at Team Fortress.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah, or the cheaters lament.
Yeah.
Or the yeah.
So yeah, like
the difference is that Team Fortress 2 went free to play.
Yeah,
they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that. So EA is just being like, man, we fucked up so hard. We're just gonna have to like reevaluate how the company does business moving forward.
The other thing that I'm really concerned about is the sad fact that games as a service really does make sense for the main money makers of EA. There's really, I think at this point, like, what are we? We're at 2019.
Yeah,
and yet we're still having yearly releases for Madden and FIFA.
Yeah.
But they're not being, like, would you say that 2019, like, and I love this because YouTubers make fun of this all the time, where they're like, man, hey, Chris, what's your favorite FIFA game? And it's like, it's stupid. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
it's just FIFA.
It's like whatever the newest one is.
So there should just be an eternal FIFA that gets updated.
That's the most. Oh no! So you know Trey, who I used to coworker used to work with.
Yeah,
we said this like ages ago about Call of Duty, but we didn't understand why. I was like, just release Call of Duty and just update it every year. Just have a major. Update that one.
Year. No, they figured out that they could double dip and do it both ways. They did the worst way both ways. This is the worst.
Oh no, yeah. Now they're
doing remasters and they're making you replay at full price and they're making you buy a game that's like 10 years old now.
Yes, but with microtransactions. Yeah,
they added those in, baked right in.
Yeah, where it's like, why don't you just make Call of Duty like a platform?
Yeah.
You just buy the disc, you just buy one disc, and then every year you just get the newest update.
Right.
Or you can even pay, like, or they do like expansions that you just download.
Actually, the more I think about it, that's actually why Fortnite's so successful with its free model. And, the fact that they just do the whole, battle pass thing.
Yeah, it's just a platform. You just get big free updates every now and then.
Yeah.
Every
that you
2
just
weeks.
pay like $10 for, and everybody's going to take a $10 hit. Nobody cares about that, like, in order to get all that content. And then it's completely based on how much you play. So, I mean, really,
so it's like, hey,
you're already getting
the highest tier things is like,
yeah, and you're already putting in the time investment, so you just don't even give a shit at that point. So, EA's stupid. That's shocking.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
So
I'm not that shocked.
No, nobody's that shocked.
What else is going on? What other dumpster fires are going on?
Ubisoft had a thing where they announced a new Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
Ghost Recon game. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Another launch that was really bad. That just completely flopped. The last Wildlands or whatever.
Yeah, Wildlands. So they do a lot. Ubisoft's like just come like this match. They're like, man, we released this game in a rough state, but we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna stick with it.
Yeah, that's true too.
We're gonna make it better. Like all the games have like gotten so much better.
But I feel like they're the only ones where that's true.
Oh
so,
no,
like,
they're the only ones that's true. Yeah.
As far as AAA developers go,
yeah.
To where it's like, oh right, Wildlands is a thing.
Yeah,
or Siege is a thing.
Right, yeah, it's got a lot.
But
got a lot better.
We've been Pavlovianly trained at this point that, buying a game that long after release, it's like, oh, is this even worth? Like, is anybody even playing this anymore?
Oh, there's still plenty of people playing.
Oh no,
I
know.
But now, we discovered like where we like dipped out of like Overwatch for a while. Went back in, it's like, oh, there's only like super serious people playing this now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
that's a very bad problem.
Bodied.
Yeah. It's what you call not fun.
No, but so I saw this. Is like, oh, that's neat. That's cool. It's got guy who plays Punisher in it. Like he's like one of the main characters in it.
That's
John Byrne. I think it's John Bernthal or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool. And then I just looked at that, like stared at my phone for a minute. I was like, why isn't this a fucking Splinter Cell game? Why isn't this a fucking Splinter Cell game, Austin?
Yeah. I don't think they're making any more Splinter Cell games.
No, I actually just saw in breaking news. I just saw that apparently one of the guys at Ubisoft said they are working on a new Splinter Cell game.
So yeah, there you go. They were.
But no, why isn't this fucking?
No, they were making that game, and they're like, wait, shit, could have made Splinter Cell game.
I want to do Splinter Cell game. Splinter Cell's fun.
Yeah.
I want to do sneak stabs all day.
Sneak stabs.
And Sam Fisher, old man. I want to bring back the guy who voiced Sam Fisher.
Okay, so you want a Metal Gear Solid 4 Splinter Cell?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I want. But Sam Fisher, old ass man now.
Old ass man.
Stabbing people like in his 80s.
With his cane. He's going to stab people with his walker.
Just stabbing the shit out of people.
Yeah. That's fun. It's fun. Ubisoft.
Wait, crossover with...
What?
Oh, wait. They apparently might actually announce that at E3. Okay. That's
What's that?
They do Splinter Cell. They might actually announce that at E3.
cool.
I was looking at a tweet that they
Is there anything else coming out for E3?
Dude, I don't know what's going
Well,
on.
I got some rumors. I talked to you about this last night.
Oh,
But,
yeah, you got anything?
the that Harry Potter RPG that blew up on everybody's.
Oh yeah.
That got me pretty excited because with Harry Potter, it's a very big IP. So that even like bled into like Facebook and like normie ass like websites like sharing that video.
Like, oh my god.
That was a viral campaign. Like I'm sure it's made by a developer that isn't like really that like busted chops.
Oh,
but, like it's one of those that, like,
so,
want to cut their teeth on something.
So I'd say to interrupt you.
Okay.
I forgot another part of that Ghost Recon announcement.
Huh?
Epic Store exclusive. Yeah, now even the big publishers are getting did.
Did we talk about how they bought Rocksteady or not Rocksteady? Rocket League.
Yeah, I think we did talk about yeah.
So did you hear the newest news?
It's like it's getting reduced, and now even like people who were like guys, it's fine. Or even like, okay, what are they doing now? Like what?
Oh no, I got one better for you. So like all that's scummy, right? I have like one where it's like I think there's like legality issues with this next one. Did you hear about the one that's they bought and made a Epic Store exclusive out of a game that was Kickstarted?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Well, yeah,
so it was crowdfunded. I don't know if it was Kickstarted or Indiegogo or wherever the hell the kids are kickstarting these days or crowdfunding these days. But yeah, they somehow were like, oh yeah, no, it's an Epic Store exclusive for an undisclosed amount of time. And it's just like you literally can't do that because you promised the backers it was going to be a Steam code. And it's like, yeah, semantically, it's the quote unquote same thing.
Oh well, yeah, it's the same thing.
It's like it's just a game key. The Epic Store wasn't a thing then. We could have just said a game. It's like, yeah, you could have just said a game key then. But I mean, like, I'm sorry, like to nitpick, but like also,
you just literally said it was going to be on Steam.
It's just that it's so scummy because it's just the understood what actually is happening, which is they gave them a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it was getting on my nerves too. It's like, Epic, the only reason you're doing this is because nobody wants to come to your store because your store isn't a fucking complete store yet.
It's just like the Bethesda launcher.
Finish
like
the fucking store. Like, put in cloud save. Like, put in even like half the features that Steam has right now, or even fucking Origin has right now.
Yeah, it's pretty bad whenever Origin has more
features. It's like put in like even half the features people are wanting. Like people will come to your store.
Yeah,
it's like right now nobody wants to go to your store because there's no email authentication to change your goddamn password.
What?
Still,
wait, what?
Yeah, you can just change. Yeah, you can just change your password. So anybody if they figure out your password, can just go in and change your password with no authentication.
Do we already have an Epic Game Store account then? Yeah. Oh my god.
That's why. No, that's why. I think I said last week. That's why I refuse to put any of my goddamn financial information.
Well, I'm really glad I didn't buy any of that stupid gay shit for Fortnite. Because man,
until they at least put that in,
dude. Man.
It's just like stop throwing. It's like throw your money into the development of your store, and people will naturally come to your store if it provides good features.
It's not even that at that point, man. That's not even hitting the base level of just consumer protection of just doing what you need to do in order to do the thing you're trying to do.
Well, it's one of the,
there's half-assing it, and then there's like literally doing the bare minimum.
Well, yeah, it's one of these things too. I talk about. I always like to talk about when it comes to like even game like design. Like nobody likes to feel like they're forced to do something.
Yeah,
like it's one of the things I didn't like about the first like two Saints Row games, where it's like, oh, you have to go do the side missions in order to get like points to do.
Nobody likes that. Yeah, nobody ever likes having to do the side mission in order to get enough points to do the next story mission or whatever. That's literally just padding out time for the runtime of the game.
So I feel like Epic Games Store is doing that right now. It's like nobody wants to feel like they're forced to come to your store in order to play a game.
Yeah,
it's like that's ridiculous.
It's just like an escort mission out of nowhere. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do the water level whenever there's no other option.
You're automatically going to get pushback just because nobody wants to feel like they're being forced to do anything. Nobody wants to feel like they have to do something.
Especially when and now you're locking off content, which isn't, as we said last time, is not competition. That's the exact opposite of competition. You're literally taking competition away.
No, competition would be like, hey,
competition would be if you had the same shit.
But we'll still
as
have
the
to be
Steam
sold,
store.
but still have to be sold everywhere else.
And then But of course, that's why they're not doing that is because they know that they have an inferior product.
Yeah,
They refuse to make a product that's even better than
it's like
fucking
they're trying
piracy
to
at this point.
force an install base, or it's just like it's not how you do that.
Right. But I mean, like, of course they're going to try and do that because they already have all these people.
It's like the DC universe. It was like, oh, we're just going to force all this stuff. Like, it's not how you do that, man. Like, you got to build that up over at least a couple of years.
Not only that, but it's just it's people don't want to be forced, and also I've already said this many times before with a lot of things. That there's no point in trying to force a different store or a different option whenever you clearly have an inferior product. Like, if you're gonna do that,
yeah, because
you gotta come out of the gate swinging. Like, don't come up to the king if you're not gonna fucking like hit him in the face.
Yeah,
you know? Like there's no point. It's like to go on a tangent.
They're just trying to rush and get a piece of the pie.
Right. They're just trying to, and people don't like that because people see that for what it is, which is a shameless fucking cash grab and taking advantage of the fact that you already have all these people playing on your quote unquote platform that you're just now making.
Yeah.
I can actually go into a tangent here about this is only tangentially video game related. It's sort of video game related, but it's more tech news. Did you see about what's been happening with Apple and Spotify?
No.
Have you been keeping up with anything about Apple?
Not
Spotify?
really.
All right, so let me give you a QRD, a quick rundown of that. Yeah. So essentially, Spotify has had a fucking enough of Apple. Spotify's gotten too big to deal with Apple's bullshit anymore.
Oh yeah.
And to give you a rundown of the situation, basically, whenever you play ball with Apple, you have to give them 30% of all revenue.
I'm sorry.
30% of all revenue. That's every single
literally
app.
A third of your revenue.
Yes, third of their revenue.
Jesus
if you want to be on the App
Christ.
Store, that's just a straight up. That's just that's like number one. That's like you got to bite that bullet before you even can play ball.
I still don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's because they have such an install base because they pulled an Epic Game Store, but it was because they made the iPhone first. Like it's shitty capitalism at its best, but I mean they at least started it off with a really good product. That you can shit on iPhones all you want, but whenever in 2007, whenever it came out,
well, I was Apple popularized the smartphone because BlackBerry beat it to the punch.
Yeah, but
BlackBerry had the first. Well, I'd say BlackBerry had the first quote unquote
smartphone, but it was more for business oriented people and everything like that. There was a
couple
of kids in high school who had one, but it was like, dude, you don't need that shit.
Yeah, so I was saying Apple popularized
right, and they did the whole look, it can be for everyone.
Yeah,
and they got the dividends of that. But my main problem is that they are refusing to do that, and actually, there's now legal problems with it. The attorney, not the attorney general, but the gentleman who was just brought to the Supreme Court, and there was a whole bunch of problems with him, Kavanaugh. He actually cited and made it tip in Spotify's sort of favor. Nothing's been done yet, but essentially the Supreme Court had a hearing on whether or not there could be an antitrust lawsuit brought against Apple for the fact that, and here's the kicker, and here's where the problem is, and here's where the argumentation comes from, is that Apple owns both the iPhone platform and the App Store. And in order to put shit on the iPhone, you have to go through the App Store,
which Apple
Android
owns.
And Google get around this because, as you know,
technically they're different companies.
Well, no. Actually, Android, you don't have to you can download APKs through the internet.
I've actually done it.
Which is how Fortnite does it. And does Fortnite actually... See, now I'm curious. I wonder if Fortnite somehow gets around it on iOS with that. Because you literally, Fortnite is not on the App Store for Google.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to give them any cut at all.
Yeah.
And they don't have to. You just straight up don't have to. It's an option. But Apple literally locks down their system. And it's caused a whole bunch of discussion with other things because I'm sure another thing popped in your head with the fact that Facebook owns Instagram and, WhatsApp and all these other things. And at a certain point, it's like, well, I literally don't have an option to go anywhere else.
I'm using a Facebook application somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about social media, if you're a social media coordinator, that basically means that your Facebook is your job.
Yeah.
And you have to post on Facebook. I mean, and by Facebook, I mean Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever you want to call it. But pretty much all of social media is pretty much in some way, shape, or form owned by Facebook
now.
Yeah. And Disney's getting really bad with that. with how they own Fox now, and I think it's like 27% of all
that's what that deal.
industry.
That's what that deal took so long. Like deal was supposed to go through like almost a year and a half.
Yeah, no, they really had to sit down and be like, "Is this okay?"
Yeah, but the court said that was like, "Whoa, wait."
Pump the brakes on
I
that.
think with that they now own like almost half of all media. Disney with
That's
that merger,
man.
I think.
And see, the thing is that I believe that. Like, what is it? Like,
they own a ridiculous percentage of like all media now.
So there's always a point at which, like, with any tech industry, and we don't have a lot of precedent with this. But if you've looked in anything with the .com bubble and everything from the 90s, there'll be a big balloon of a whole bunch. There'll be a big boom where like everybody and their mother is making.
Well,
like,
having a housing market, like stuff like that too. Like
and then
yeah,
exactly. It's exactly like that. And then it crashes, and then all the big winners from it gobble up everything else.
Yeah.
And that's what's been happening with a lot of things right now in the tech sector, is that we're just seeing a lot of people getting gobbled up. Like DreamWorks got bought out by Illumination Entertainment. That wasn't really that big of a
that makes me sad.
big of a story or anything like that. And that's why I think and because they've gotten so big, because they make such marketable movies, I'm gonna say.
No, that's
that's clearly what they want, is like it's all about the money, honey. With them, that's why they're going to be doing the Super Mario Brothers movie whenever that finally comes out. That's going to be coming out, and I don't know why they're making that. That's a terrible idea. Just don't make it. You don't have to make it. I swear to God, I really hope that the Sonic movie bombing is enough for them to go. Maybe we shouldn't make the movie.
Maybe we should.
But here's my thing, though. The sad truth is that we both know that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is just still going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
because we can argue all day about whether. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, we're in an age now where like you can watch a movie. I almost
feel bad that you heard they decided to redo this design, right?
They said it, but I don't believe it. Like, you literally can't.
Well, if they do,
that.
almost like it's like no, I almost liked it better when he was like just a monstrosity that I could go and laugh.
Right, but here's my thing though: is that the sad thing? I don't think they should.
I hope it's just worse.
It is going to be. They should make it worse.
Like at that point, like I hope it's just worse. And at that point, it's like, oh, we can't change it again.
If anything, they should make Jim Carrey look even worse, since that's what everybody keeps on saying. It's like, oh, Jim Carrey's going to make it better. And he's like, no, Jim Carrey can't save that movie.
No, that movie.
Also, he's been getting slowly more insane. Clearly, so
yeah,
it's just. It's a really dumb situation, because at the end of the day, and this is another thing that nobody seems to realize, and it's fine, but the thing is that nobody seems to realize that whenever you pay for something, ironically, it doesn't matter.
No.
You still gave them money.
Yeah, you still gave them money.
The company doesn't care if you watch the thing ironically. DC doesn't care that Batman v Superman was terrible.
Hey, look, man, I got a lot of enjoyment out of that. I don't care.
I got a lot of enjoyment. No, I got a lot of enjoyment out of it too, but it's like, it just doesn't matter whether or not it has merit as a thing. If you still went and saw it.
Yeah, it's true.
They don't care. They just wanted to put people in the seats.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we got your money. We don't care. We got your money. We don't care why we got your money.
People need to remember that it's completely a viable option to just make a piece of shit product whenever it comes to like a movie or something like that, if you do it in the right way, and then people will just go see it. Yeah. And they just don't care. Like, thank God the Detective Pikachu movie is faring pretty well.
Yeah.
I wanted to go see that, and then the power went out, and I couldn't go see it, but...
Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana. It's like a third world country. Yeah, it's ridiculous to me, and it's crazy, and just what a time to be alive that you can just ironically make a product, which is even more sad, because I don't think that's ever the case.
Yeah. I would prefer if they leaned into it.
Yeah. See, that's my thing too, is that it's more endearing whenever you lean into it. Whenever you not like, if they had just been like, yeah, it's shit. Like,
so that's what they were going for. They when the first thing out of his mouth in the trailer is "Gotta go fast."
Gotta go fast.
It's like, oh, they're leaning into it. It's like, oh no, they're not.
They're not. They're going to try to make it serious.
I think they just thought that was his actual catchphrase.
Because the real reason why it looks terrible is because somewhere in a boardroom, and we've heard this a million times. I'm sure everybody who listens to this has heard this a million times. Somebody in a boardroom was just like, no, we need people to connect with this and make him look grounded in reality. And it's like, he's a fucking blue hedgehog with his cannon design from the video games, having one eyeball that's just kind of like...
He has a mono eyeball that just happens to have like two pupils.
Right. So like, no, and also like, even in the video game thing, until Sonic Mania came out, there wasn't really a good Sonic game, quote unquote good Sonic game, for a very long time.
No.
I mean, it's bad.
It is bad.
Like, Sonic as an IP has not had very good things.
This movie studio was like, oh yeah, we're getting that hot Sonic IP. Oh yeah,
Sonic
kids love. So all the kids love. It's like, you would have done better making a
and more porn problems than Overwatch whenever it launched. Because it's weird.
That's a neat. There's a new Oddworld game coming out.
There's a new what?
There's a new Oddworld game coming out.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that.
Soulstorm.
Soulstorm. What kind of gameplay you think it's gonna be? You think you're gonna go back to the roots and do like a puzzle game, or you think you're gonna do like an Abe's Odyssey type thing?
Oh, jeez, that's loud.
Yeah, we're getting that in there.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. We'll get it in post.
No, we're not gonna do it.
Wait, he's not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do that at least.
So,
that became Soulstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's the actual first year trailer for that.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the gameplay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna skip forward.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Oh, do it. This is also very loud. I'm just gonna mute that. Yeah, looks like it's the old style.
Okay, just so 2D platform puzzle type.
Yeah,
type
2D
action?
platform puzzle looks pretty good actually.
Pretty cool.
Looks fucking fancy as shit. Look at that everywhere.
I mean, at that point, if like you're making a modern day 2D puzzle platform, I mean, there's really no excuse not to just go budget into the graphics.
Throw money at it.
Well, because I mean, at that point, you can literally just make it.
Oh, you know what? I actually realized is that what they do at a Kickstarter? The Oddworld Inhabitants guys. That might be what that's from.
Maybe.
I want to say they were like doing like a round of like crowdfunding or something like that, or trying to get money.
See, that's another problem too, is that there's a lot of vagueness whenever it comes to like you said like a round of crowdfunding. Like I feel like that ends up getting like misconstrued. It always just puts a sour taste in my mouth whenever somebody does crowdfunding and then they go back and they're like, oh, we also we need more money.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually tell you how much money we needed. So we need more money.
We needed more than we thought.
Or we mismanaged funds.
Yeah, we just bad financial.
we're just. It turns out we're not. Like, we needed a publisher.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Give us a little more money.
Yeah. I don't
know. It's honestly not much going on. There's a new Watchmen trailer.
Well, Chris, did you watch the State of Play by any chance?
Wasn't
that this past week?
That was this past week. I actually completely forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. I mean, we
made fun of it all last week. I don't know if we did in the podcast, but
yes, we did.
In IRL,
that Sony
dumpster fire.
The Sony Nintendo.
Yeah, the Sony Nintendo
Direct.
Yeah. It surprisingly actually had games in it, even though I think they said that they weren't going to be having games in it. I don't.
No, they said there weren't going to be any new game announcements. Like they weren't going to announce any new games.
Oh, well, I mean
that's
fine. I mean, since people since they're already correlating the two, like the Nintendo Direct and that Sony's pretty much saying like, hey, look, this isn't going to be like a secret surprise thing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're just going to talk about some games.
Don't hype yourself up for something that ain't going to be there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII finally got
that's totally going to come out.
Like new stuff for that.
Yep.
What else got shown off there? I don't remember.
I'm blanking on anything except for Final Fantasy VII.
Once they announced something else.
They did. Not announced.
Oh, there's a new Predator game they showed off.
Gross. Was that all right?
I didn't look at it. To be quite honest.
I mean, does there need to be a Predator game?
Sure, but Predator's fun. Well, I just probably popped the shit out of that mic.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's fine. We've been peeking the entire time.
Yeah, Predator's fun. I like Predator.
Predator's cool and everything, and I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna ever say that. Like, do we need X game? Because honestly, with games, it's a lot different because you can literally do whatever you want with gameplay, and you can innovate in a lot of other ways besides just innovating with the IP, with movies. So you can get away with a lot of stuff. Hopefully, they do something cool with it. And they make the best Predator game they can make.
Yeah, be just ripping skulls out all over the place. It'd be great.
So what else we got going on, Chris?
That's honestly about it. I did a quick sweep of news. That's about all the stuff.
That's about all we had.
Like happened that we honestly kind of give a shit about. Yeah, there's a new Watchmen trailer. We watched that.
Oh yeah, we watched that Watchmen trailer. It was
I'm so last time was from the follow up comics. I've only read the original Watchmen.
I've only read the original one as well because I heard the follow up comics were what you call not good.
This is
I don't know if they were actually not good or if it was just like, oh, it's new thing bad.
I mean, sure, it's probably a little here, a little there.
Because there's always a little bit of truth to it.
Yeah.
Also, just I will forever have a bad taste in my mouth with Watchmen, and also that kickstarted my long hate affair with Zack Snyder. I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate every movie he's made except for 300, which in
even
hindsight,
then, I feel like he had some talent and people working behind it.
Yeah, I think it was like either like George
Romero?
No, that's dude who made Star Wars. Who I'm blanking on because
George Lucas.
Critically acclaimed guy. Yeah, I feel like it was a real George Lucas thing where it was just like he actually had people behind him just going like, no, that's fucking stupid. Do this instead.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, a lot of movies coming out. John Wick 3.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu's
I'm supposed to go see that maybe Thursday.
Maybe.
With my girlfriend, but who knows?
I might go see
Weird
it at
flex,
some
but who
point
knows?
with my girlfriend. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of movies, a lot of video games. Like I said, I was waiting for Mario Maker 2. That seems like a really good time sink, and a lot of good, user created content to justify the whole paying for Nintendo Online thing. 'Cause,
Yeah,
man, I've been trying to play Smash Brothers with Josh.
it's just
over the internet,
not a good.
It's Lag City. It's to the point where it's pretty much all but recommended by everyone who's playing the game that you need the USB LAN adapter. And at that point,
It's like, what's the point?
because you can't plug it into the USB-C port on the bottom of
Yeah.
the Switch, so you have to do it through the Switch dock. And at that point, that's just a regular console.
Yeah.
And I'm just really confused as to why I don't want to do that. And I don't know what the problem is with the netcode. I just don't get it.
It's just Nintendo netcode, man. Usually for everything but they manage it with Splatoon somehow.
That's my thing, is that Splatoon is really big in Japan and everything like that, but Smash Brothers is fucking Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers is big in both Japan and here. Splatoon 2 did really well here as well. Yeah. It's just that it's a babby shooter for babbies. So
they get those guys off the Splatoon team. They come do Smash Brothers network.
The
network stuff.
Just the network stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Smash Brothers is not a shooter.
Splatoon 2 is in it.
Yeah, that's true.
They got Inkling in there.
I don't know.
So I don't know. Who do you think is gonna be the next? Who do you think is gonna be the next DLC fighter? By the way,
dude, it could be fucking anybody. Who goddamn knows at this point?
So there's a new rumor, as there is everywhere.
I know there's.
We might as well
rumors.
make that a segment of what's the new
Smash
DLC
rumors,
Smash character rumor. There's a new one where somebody, and you're gonna laugh whenever you hear this, or maybe you've heard about this. Somebody found out that if you type in Banjo-Kazooie Smash into Google, Smash Brothers Banjo-Kazooie, or certain terms of Banjo-Kazooie, you'll get an ad. Whenever you type in Google, a search result, the first one will generally be a Google ad, and then the next one, and it's that scummy thing where they try and trick you into clicking an ad.
Get money.
To get that money. So they found out that if you do that with Banjo-Kazooie, it shows the ad, and then if you do it with other characters such as Steve Minecraft or something like that, it doesn't show the ad. So people have, of course, started arguing over this vague thing that probably means absolutely nothing. And it has more to do with Google's algorithm more than anything else.
Yeah.
But they're nope, this definitively proves that Banjo-Kazooie is in and Steve's out. There was another thing, though, where the Xbox official Twitter changed their logo, their profile picture, to an Xbox logo with a flame in the background, much like Smash Brothers.
I think they were a year or two ago. There was that rumor, that had that thing where they were.
They clearly Nintendo and
you and Xbox were talking.
Yeah, Nintendo and Xbox are having a really good
Well, yeah, there's rumors that they're even going to try to be Xbox Live to
which is
Nintendo.
Insane. I don't even know what that's going to look like. I don't even know.
Possibly even to the point of if you have games window, not games windows, what's that Xbox thing? Where you
Xbox games. Game Pass.
Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you can maybe play your Game Pass games on your Switch.
That's what I was telling you the other day was, I'm constantly concerned. It's Xbox, are you testing the water to see if you can just check out of the console race and just go into the games as a service?
I don't think they're gonna go out of the console race. I think they still I think they still having a console hey, you want to play your Xbox games? They're gonna play essentially they're
maybe it'll be more like the Google Stadia type thing where they just make a box where you can just get the.
Well, they already did that.
Yeah, that's true.
With an all digital one.
Yeah, that's true. So everything's looking like it's pointing towards that.
But I also say that I think they like having a home console. They think Microsoft likes having hey, if you want to play your Xbox games, they're still going to play best on this console that we made that's made to play Xbox games. Yeah.
And they clearly don't care about operating at a loss because they've been doing that for so long.
You got a Switch? We'll take your fucking money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Hey, you got PC? We'll take your money too.
I mean, people have been making that argument for a really long time where it's just I don't understand why we... other than Sony has always been diehard. No, we have exclusives. Yeah. Fuck you. We're gonna be the Epic Game Store of the console race. We're gonna be the OGs, and we're gonna have.
Which is ironic, because they got a big argument with Epic about putting crossplay.
Of course, fucking of course.
Of course, it's like a what is it? Immovable object makes it a unstoppable object. Sony and Epic be no, you're gonna do the thing. You're gonna do the thing. It's fuck. Right. Sorry, I'm becoming incoherent. I feel like I'm becoming incoherent.
No, it's fine. You're just going to devolve into just congestion noises.
Yes.
We're just put that in the
Yeah, it's just
as a
boring.
thumbnail. It's just congestion noises. Anyway, so what else we got going on?
That's pretty much it for news. About weeks. So once again, I don't think we have any listener emails, but let me just double check there. Do you want to take a quick break?
Sure. Let's take a quick break, and we're gonna read quote unquote emails.
Yes.
All right. All right, and we're back. Chris, do we have any emails?
Yes, totally have an email from this totally real person. Named Swallydo at yiddy.com.
I think that's like a Kirby character, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, half baked, half race show.
Yeah.
You fucks.
Yeah. You fucks. Yeah. That's our.
What are some of your favorite video games?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. that's a really good segue, man.
Yep.
Good.
Gonna go to that.
Chris is feeling a little feverish, so if it seems that he's just kind of losing a little bit.
No, I'm
probably gonna get sick from this.
No, he's gonna.
I'm gonna get sick.
I'm getting over being sick. He doesn't know.
I don't know, man. You go first.
So favorite video games of all time is going way back. So I have to give a little backstory about it. I started playing games when I was like 4-ish, 5-ish. So my aunt brought my older brother a Nintendo Entertainment System.
You mean a NES?
Yes, a NES.
I hate people who say that.
Shut up.
It's an NES.
This is my story.
Yeah.
So pretty much started playing games right there. You know, the old classics. Super Mario Brothers,
Super Mario
Twins.
Super Mario Twins.
Then got Super Nintendo. Then went to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time we had a Sega Saturn, not Sega Saturn, a Sega Genesis, way late to the console.
Yeah.
I think we had our PS1 before we had our Sega Genesis.
That is wow. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's very similar to mine actually. Same deal with me. I had a neighbor that was right next to me that had NES. Played that, and then I also had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then I jumped shipped over to Sony for the PlayStation.
Yes.
And then from there I had PS2. I don't think I went back to Nintendo until the Wii, I think.
Well, I think we ended up getting a 64 because my brother got like a summer job.
Yeah.
And he brought one home. And I was like, I freaked the fuck out because I was like, fuck yeah. Nintendo 64. It was like, you've seen that. I'm sure everybody's saying that. That was me. Except in my front yard.
That was every kid.
Except in my front yard.
So yeah, my neighbor's got a N64, and it was the weirdest thing because I'll tell you something. I had an N64 and I had it available to me, and I could play it at any point, Chris.
Yeah.
I have never in my life played Mario 64 though. Even though it was the package game.
How?
I don't know what they did. That's
almost just goddamn impressive.
I think they bought it used.
Did you somehow manage to avoid playing Mario 64?
Oh, I mean, I didn't avoid it. It was just at the
no, I'm saying, you just somehow just have never just fell into your lap somehow.
Yeah, I just never really had the opportunity to do it. I mean, the only time I ever had the opportunity to play it was in the kids ward and maternity ward in our hospital in our hometown, Chris. What if I told you that there was an N64 game station, like a kiosk station that was donated by? I want you to guess who it was donated by.
Blockbuster.
No. It was a famous person.
Oh, famous person.
Yeah, a famous person donated an N64 game kiosk, like the one that you would have at a Blockbuster,
like in the 90s.
Like in the 90s. So yeah, think about that. Yeah, keep that in frame too. It's a famous person from the 90s.
Who likes Louisiana?
Would like Louisiana or would have a reason to like Louisiana? Because nobody likes Louisiana. They have a tie to Louisiana.
I'm playing a blank.
Britney Spears.
God damn.
Britney fucking Spears.
Yeah,
donated,
that checks.
That
plays out.
Yeah, fuck you. I played an N64. The first time I ever played Mario 64 was on an N64 that Britney Spears bought. So fuck you.
It's pretty great.
That is pretty great.
That's pretty good.
That's my story. I didn't realize how nice that rolled off the tongue until I said it. Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't even know this was a thing. Because I was a dumb kid as a kid, where I don't know if you had a similar situation. And I know we were talking about games that we really liked, but now you sent me on a tangent.
No, that's fine.
We're going to go on. We'll go back to that. But I wanted to talk to you about this because I actually wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
If you were also a dumb kid like me, and I want to know if anybody else out there was a dumb kid, I was so dumb that I didn't really grasp the whole capitalism thing with video games or anything at all. Like I didn't understand that money could be exchanged for goods and services. So like you said that you started playing games at 4, and I did as well, but I didn't really start like really gaming until I got my fucking Game Boy Color. I got a red Game Boy Color for Christmas one year, and I was a dumb kid, and I didn't read any of the magazines or anything like that, so I didn't know how anything worked. So, like, I didn't understand that there was a Game Boy. I didn't understand there was a Game Boy Pocket. I didn't understand there was a Game Boy Color. I didn't understand all that until I went to, like, grade school, and I started talking to people, and it was like, it's just a Game Boy. Like, I was just a dumb kid, and I was just like, oh, it's just Game Boy. I didn't know that there was a difference between a Game Boy Color.
Oh, so you're like a parent who's like, oh, it's just a Nintendo.
Right. And, like, it's really stupid
just get
now.
a Nintendo.
So, on top of that, I didn't understand the whole pull of the whole concept of a Game Boy was the fact that it had interchangeable cartridges, right? Yeah, you see where I'm going with this?
I think I see where you're going with this also.
I only had like 2 games, Chris. One of them was Pokemon Red, and the other one was like Bugs Bunny something. I don't know. It was a Bugs Bunny game. I never played that one. It was stupid. They might as well, you could have given me a Game Boy.
Wait, so did you think the Game Boys were like those Tiger Electronics games?
Pretty much.
Where it was just like, if you want to do a game, you got to buy an entirely new Game Boy?
No, I didn't think that. No,
okay,
like,
that wasn't as bad as I was thinking.
It wasn't even that I didn't understand it even. I'm not even going to go that far. Like, that's how stupid I was. By me saying I'm stupid, I mean, like, I completely did on some level understand that. It just never once crossed my mind that I should go try new games. I was borderline autistic. Like, I don't know how I didn't come out autistic out of this. Because you could have just given me my game, like, because it was a red Game Boy Color, which made it even worse. Because I had
with Pokemon Red.
With Pokemon Red,
Jeez.
yeah. So, like, essentially, you could have just given me that game soldered into it, and it would have made no difference to me. Because I put so many hours into that game, so many days into that game, by the end of it, that it was just ridiculous. And I just never once was just like, oh man, I'm really excited for this new game that's coming out because I
not
didn't
even new Pokemon games.
Because I didn't know. Like, I got like the new Pokemon game that was so that's actually a good segue there. The Pokemon Gold and Silver came out, and that was around the time, and that was back in like what 2000? Yeah, that was 2000. Because 1997, 1998 was whenever Pokemon Red and Blue came out. So 2000 was around the time that I stopped being a dumbass because I was in 2nd grade, by the way. So I wasn't, I was still a young kid, but and I'm sure nobody else was that stupid in 2nd grade, but yeah, no, I was really hype. That was like the only game that I like way back in the day before the internet was really prevalent. I didn't have access to internet. I didn't have access to magazines or anything like that. All I knew was that they're like, because they started doing the whole marketing thing on the television.
Oh, no,
they're like, get fucking ready.
For new
goddamn Pokemon's coming out. And I'm like, oh my, yeah, you stupid fucking bitch. Get ready to fucking consume.
Look at this Firebird. You know,
like, oh man.
It was like, no, psychic.
Dude,
no, what?
No.
It will blow you up.
Lugia.
Psychic Bird.
Psychic
Bird. What are you gonna do?
No, it was Waterbird. Lugia's Waterbird.
That was Psychic too.
No.
Then why can't you talk to Dash in the Pokemon movie?
Because the movie needed him to be able to talk to Lugia, and also it's a legendary bird.
Are you okay? You
I think like
more than I do. I could have sworn Lugia.
No. Like all the legendaries like just have plot like bullshit where they like can just talk to them because they're essentially gods. They're all based on like gods or whatever, or some of them are based on gods. I don't fucking know.
One of them literally is weird. God.
Yes, we don't talk about that one. That one's from the Generation 4, where it's just I don't
fucking Arceus.
That's where shit gets weird, and I think they were just like, let's not do that.
They dialed back, but like that was one always is like you introduced a Pokemon that was literally how did you go forward from that?
And they're like, let's make a remake.
Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's like, but you literally introduced a Pokemon that was literally God.
Yeah, they went weird for a little bit, and then they had to dial it back with like the last one where they were like, all right. This time, we're just going to go to Hawaii. We're just going to keep it simple.
Fun time. Look at that yellow. Look at that white. The white guy over there. Look at him.
Oh, yikes.
What the fuck? Vulpix.
Yeah.
Little white Vulpix over there. They're cute.
And that was the other thing, too, is that they leaned in. They were like, maybe get some of the Gen 1 people type with some variations.
Look at that tall Executor. Isn't that cool?
Executor. So yeah, I was a dumb kid, and I also here's some more stories about bullshit with me and my and I'll explain it a little bit better, and maybe this will give you a little bit of context as to why I was really weird about going and buying games.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you about how I played PlayStation 1 games?
No.
Because it was not the way.
Oh wait, no, yes, you have, yes.
So I'll retell the story now. I apparently was a scummy ass piece of shit kid. as a kid, and I didn't go and buy PS1 games. My mother worked at the hospital in town, and whenever I wanted to buy a PS1 game, I would go to Blockbuster, and I would rent it for a night, and I would just I sometimes would get like 3 games, and I would just like rent them all, and then I would go up to the hospital where I would have to be like all the time anyway because I had to stay there while my mom was working, my dad was working, and there was a surgeon there that just knew how to mod PS1s and then burn discs.
Yep.
And so he modded my my PlayStation 1, and he would just burn discs to play them. So like Croc 2, Spyro, like Jesus, like 2 and 3.
You know, I'm like an asshole buying games.
Yeah, like pretty much every game that I played except for the first 3 that I got with the system, which was like Spyro 1, Ape Escape, and Crash Team Racing, which solid lineup for first 3 games. But everything after that, I just pirated like super hard, and I didn't even realize what it was. Like I was just like, "What?"
Oh no!
And because the best part was is that I actually could buy so many goddamn games like that, Chris, because I still bought them, except I would just pay for the rental and then give the guy like $5. Like he was super cool because he was just like, "Oh yeah, just give me $5 per pop." And because literally all you, and even that was like kind of like, it wasn't scummy of him because I appreciate the time that it took him to do it, and I understand that.
Oh yeah,
but literally all he was doing was
wasn't a Dreamcast,
burning a CD in the 90s, which was not hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the Dreamcast.
It wasn't like a Dreamcast situation where it's like, oh yeah, just get this regular CD.
Yeah, it's just there's no right protection on it at all.
Not at all.
You can just rip this if you want. So yeah, that's how I played PS1 games, and so that was real jarring by the time I got to the PS2, and which is why I played a lot of my PS2 games over and over again. Because it was like, I don't have money to buy a whole fucking $50 game.
See, we didn't have a lot of money either, but somehow we ended up like owning a shit ton of PS1 games. And we ran a lot too. But
was it after like whenever it started to decline?
No, even during like the height of it, it was like we would buy a lot of cheap games. Like they were like super like reduced price and stuff like that. But still,
I don't know. I feel like back in the day,
just like a bucket or just like PS1 games. It's like,
I feel like back in the day, like they went down to like $20 like really quickly, like after release.
Yeah.
You
used to reduce the price a lot faster.
You remember like going to KB Toys and like you could get like some pretty good games. Like they had some pretty good games. Because like KB Toys, when they didn't have as much retail space, they had to like get rid of their inventory. So they'd be like,
I got Mega Man X out of just a bargain bin of like $5. Like first time I played.
That was back whenever like your parents could like actually just go to the store, see a game for like $10 to $15, grab it. And it's actually a good game.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't just nothing but like the PS1 had a little bit of shovelware or just bad games at that point.
Yeah.
But man,
it got really popular with the PS2.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there was just so many games with PS2. Yeah. That's what the problem was. And at that point, it's just a percentage and percentage game. So then the PS3 happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of shovelware on that too.
Yeah. And then the Wii was the king of the shovelware. Jesus Christ. And then the Wii U came out and it flopped. Hard. Yeah. So there was no games on that. Yeah. So to answer your original question, what games do I like to play? I like to play Pokemon actually.
Yeah. So your favorite games?
I grew up with Pokemon, and for me that was because, and I'm gonna sound like a complete and utter just asshole right here. I'm just gonna be a fucking hipster for a second.
Go for it.
I genuinely believe that I would not like Pokemon as much as I do right now if it wasn't for the and whenever you see people online complaining about Gen 1ers, and people are like, man, Gen 1, Generation 1 is the best. It's the best. You don't know, dude. You didn't play Gen 1. The thing that people don't like, those people don't say what they actually mean, I don't think half the time. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there just being a bunch of like, I like the original. But in reality, it's because I literally grew up where I had to stay at like daycare at a hospital. I was going to normal elementary school thing, and everybody was playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Everybody was playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I didn't play Pokemon, but even then, I still watched the show. I watched the show like
it was still a phenomenon. Like even if you weren't playing the game, you still were part of the phenomenon. But like the reason why I find that game so nostalgic, and I feel like a lot of people find that like original game and then the Gen 2 as well very nostalgic, is that it encapsulates the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, it really does.
Pure Kino nostalgic Like that's core 90s.
This just
kid.
is the 90s.
That's core 90s kid. Like you can't think of the 90s without thinking of like the Pokemon craze, which in reality never really stopped. Like
no,
there's just
it just kind of died. It just kind of got less loud.
it got less loud. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's still going full
It's
force.
still going full force. It's
Because
just a
like
little less
everybody
loud
still knows what the hell Pokemon is, and like I still remember whenever it first.
now. No, I think it's officially like the top grossing like media
like franchise
of all time.
I don't know. The Marvel's doing.
Oh
pretty
no,
good.
it's still Pokemon.
Jesus Christ.
Pokemon makes so much money.
Jesus Christ. In Japan alone, I'm sure.
No, worldwide, no, it is the highest grossing media franchise of all time.
And Pokemon Detective Pikachu actually beat out Avengers in its opening weekend.
Really?
Not. Let me rephrase that. Detective Pikachu's opening weekend, whenever it came out,
Yeah.
and Avengers had already been out for 3 weeks.
Okay, it beat out Avengers on that.
It finally
Okay.
overtook Avengers. No, it
Okay.
did not do better than Avengers.
Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Nobody for a while is gonna do that. I don't know what, because I mean, literally, like you knew that was gonna happen,
I really want Avengers to beat fucking Avatar.
right? Because it took 10 years to get to that point.
Oh, look, it
Like,
doesn't
they
matter.
earned it.
It doesn't matter now because Disney owns Avatar. So
I completely
it's just
forgot
Disney
that,
jerking
and then I
themselves off.
watched. I read an article. I read an article where it showed like Disney had a similar situation what we were talking about with EA. Disney did their whole like, hey, investors, here's the roadmap again. Like they give a new updated. Here's all the Disney properties that are coming out.
Yeah, so they're either like
And
Star
blah, blah,
Wars, Avatar.
And the only dude, it's all the way until 2027. Avatar 5 is coming out in 2027. Let that sink in for a second. There's
Yeah.
gonna be 5 Avatar movies.
Yeah.
At that point, it's kind of morbid, but it's just like James Cameron. Like, how old is he?
He's getting there.
Like, is he gonna make it?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Does he have this
Is he
shit
gonna
written
direct
out?
all of them? Is he gonna direct all of them?
Do they want to pay James Cameron for that? Like, I assume like whenever you have number 1 and number 2 of the top grossing movies
It's like
of
certain
all
point, it's just like,
time,
man,
I feel like you
I'm
can
done.
ask for like a little bit too much money, to where like Disney's just like, oh, that's great, we own the IP though, and we're just gonna like pay, I don't know, some no name person who just wants to subvert expectations. Yeah. So.
he's only,
Yeah. Regret that.
he's only 64.
What?
He's only 64.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be careful though. He's
Yeah,
getting
that's
up there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whole bunch of but like a whole bunch of Disney shit. And they had like a couple more Marvel things in there, but not a lot. I think they're still kind of.
They're
Seeing
kind
how
of
it
rated
feels
back
out.
a little bit on Marvel, yeah.
Well, they're reining back a lot of stuff actually, because again, they just got into the.
Well, a
point now-
lot of stuff they're showing, I was watching TV. They're just going like a lot of stuff they're just throwing up on their Disney Plus
Oh,
thing.
speaking of which, did you hear the news today? Coming from Disney, Disney now owns controlling stock in Hulu. That they've bought out Hulu entirely.
Wow. Okay.
Stock wise, they undercut Hulu itself. I think Comcast.
So they just did
or
a
somebody
hostile
else has-
takeover.
Essentially, they now have operating control of Hulu.
Yeah.
So if essentially, I don't think that they can. I don't know how any of that works, because I don't think you can just walk into the boardroom and be like, I have 33% of the stocks.
No, it's not. That's not how it works. But
So we're gonna close down.
Well, essentially now they have like the highest like voting potential
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know.
I still feel like that's still really unethical whenever you are owning a competing business that's about to.
Well, was that like a 4-year period where like Ubisoft was fighting like hard against Vivendi, trying to take over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, was that one? It was like super sad with it. Pretty much they almost, because there was a point where it got real close. There was that 1E3 that came out like at the end of the press conference, just like, "Hey guys, we appreciate all." They essentially were saying like goodbyes. They thought the company was about to die.
Oh no! Didn't they end up dying anyway though?
No, they actually saved it.
Oh, Vivendi.
Then Vivendi backed off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is
Yeah.
gonna get bought by Vivendi.
Yeah. Ubisoft was going to get bought by Vivendi Interactive.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And I'm not familiar with Vivendi.
They're like a movie production company.
Oh, is it like a? Oh, okay.
Like there's a big media conglomerate company.
Oh, it's just one of those umbrella corporations that nobody actually knows the name of, and it's just like
Exactly, yeah.
like
And
Procter
they were trying to buy
Gamble.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They're trying to hostilely like take over Ubisoft
Why is that a thing?
through stocks.
Why is that
It's
a thing?
just
That's stupid.
because you go to the shareholders and be like, hey, we'll give you like 50 times more than what your stocks are worth because we just want to get control of this company. And they'll go to stockholders to do that. That's how hostile takeovers work.
Oh, and you know what? That's why that's a thing. because every single time the stockholders will be like, yeah, I'll take that payout. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the whole reason why I bought these stocks in the first place.
No, I think.
In fact, a lot of people just make companies to sell.
I can't remember the name of the French guy who runs Ubisoft.
Yeah,
always comes out on their E3 stage.
Yeah,
he spent a shitload of his own money to hold on to stocks. Yeah.
I think there was a similar situation with Sony or Nintendo or something. A lot of Japanese companies do it, where like the company culture is like they take really big pay cuts like from the top down.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much the opposite of the United States, where you're just like, oh, we're just gonna fire everybody so we don't lose any money.
Call me racist, radical. It's because companies in Japan are pretty much just clans.
Yeah,
or just Japanese clans.
I mean, it's just the culture.
You get so you just get pride in your company.
Yeah. Oh,
and if you don't work yourself to death for your company, you're considered a worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, not even human.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Anything else going on you want to talk about?
Oh, I was gonna talk about my favorite games.
Oh yeah, talk about your favorite games.
One of my favorite games of all time is definitely Sly Cooper.
Yeah, I love that. I also really love that game.
Probably up there. A
lot of the games that you could say, I would also be like, that is also one of my favorite games. So
it's definitely Sly Cooper. Any 3D platformer is always great.
That was also my first introduction to cell shading as a graphic.
Dude, that one.
I mean,
I think there's a few games before that I played that
really let me rephrase that. It was the first time I ever knew what cell shading was because I read it in PlayStation Magazine. Like Sly Cooper, before that came out, I got really hyped for it.
Oh no, I remember the first article they did Sly Cooper. I was like, this looks fucking great.
So, dude, do you remember how hype it used to be whenever a new game console was coming out? Especially the PS2. I was really hyped for dude. I remember
that hammer demo for the Xbox, the little people with the hammers.
Yeah. But do you remember watching Toonami in the afternoon? Back whenever that was actual thing, instead of just a thing on Saturday. They were doing a giveaway for PS2s whenever they big fat PS2s, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're giving away Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy."
I entered that contest.
And I was just like,
I entered that contest super hard.
I entered that contest super hard, and I was just like, man, even as a kid, I was like, man, y'all are getting people fucking hyped for this, and it is working. I am.
No,
down.
I was 100% on board.
Yeah, because I straight up they got me so hard because I was like, I want a fucking PS2 for Christmas and I want fucking Jack and Daxter the Precursor. You get me this game.
Dude, that Jack and Daxter was the first game I bought with my brother. I think when we got a PS2.
You give me that game. I got that game and Harry Potter 2, the Chamber of Secrets, which I don't know if you've ever played that game.
No, I played the first one on PS1.
Oh my god, PS1 Hagrid isn't real. He can't hurt you. So the second one, Chamber of Secrets on the PS2, has the worst load times of any game ever. It is the worst. I literally, I sat down on Christmas evening, whenever it's Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, dude.
You just sit there all day.
That was the best part about playing games. I was like, all right, I got all these toys. I'm going to my room and play this game for the next thing. You go, fuck.
If I could make a drug out of a feeling, it would be that because that's just hardcore. You can't go back to that.
Just in your pajamas because you're fucking pajamas.
I didn't make any progress in the game. Because that's how bad it looked. Oh yeah, and you would die, and then it would sit you back, and you're like, no, and it would also take you forever. So whenever you die, you get really upset. You're like, I have to sit. I would just walk away. I'd be like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go to a snack or something. The
only game I ever experienced with load times that bad was Lego Island 2 on the
that
PS1.
One also, that one also had really bad load times.
Literally was well, they're loaded straight, so I'm just gonna get some cool.
It's not better on the PC. The load times are just bad.
That's not optimized.
That's just in there. I really I remember. For the PS2, I remember that distinctly. I remember the giveaway that Toonami was doing.
Yes.
And then I remember the original teaser trailers, the TV spots for Sly Cooper, where it showed the live action stuff. Just pure Kino.
Yes.
It was just great. And it showed the casino level from Mad Dog or whatever his name is.
Mad Dog McCree.
Yeah, Mad Dog McCree.
Is it
it showed a little cut down.
That's not his name.
No, that's a game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a different game.
Yeah. What is that dude's name? Mugshot. That was it. Yeah, yes. It was Mugshot. Yeah, you couldn't call it Mad Dog.
No.
As an E-rated game. Back before they had E10 and up.
Yes.
Which is the most bullshit rating. What does that even mean? But I really love that. It's just really good to go back and watch old shit like that. It's so nostalgic. I love it.
I was thinking, my first experience with cell shading was actually, I want to say Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first experience. I played Social. I was like, this is fucking great. Why don't they make more games like this?
Yeah.
And they didn't really. For some reason.
What'd you play it on?
Dreamcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
So wait, you had a Dreamcast?
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay.
Dreamcast. That was mine and my brother's Christmas gift that was just ours together. And then he went and fucking sold it to Game Trader. Without letting me know, with all the games that I bought.
Wow.
And then didn't give me the money for it.
Shout out to Chris's piece of shit brother. All right. Well, that's great. Send in your tell us your piece of shit sibling video game stories. It doesn't have to necessarily be as bad as that. Like with them,
like maybe
it can be.
Like maybe once your brother deleted your Jack 2 file where you were one mission away from beating the goddamn game.
I mean, mine
because he needed room to play. I can't remember what fucking. I think it was Madden. I think he needed room to play Madden or some stupid shit.
God.
I was like, I need room with the memory card.
People don't know.
So you didn't even ask me or delete any of your games that you're not playing. You deleted fucking. This was a few times where I actually usually I don't like it. There's a few times where I was like, man, you were a piece of shit. Because Jack 2 was hard as shit. I was a mission away from beating the game.
That game is hard as fuck.
The Dark Souls of 3D
We just
platformers.
recently, in the last 3 years, we went back and played through it.
Yeah, it was
terrible. We had to, we both played through it. I mean, Chris sat down with me and we both had to play it, and we had to hand off the controller whenever we got fucking pissed off. Because that game is just hard as shit, and it's not hard as nails, like quote unquote Dark Souls difficulty or anything like that.
Dark Souls is just really challenging.
Jack 2 is
bullshit.
That. See, and that's the difference between whenever we're talking about difficulty, people don't remember old school game difficulty, and by old school game is that it ebb and flows and stuff like that. There's NES game difficulty, and then there's other game difficulty, and then there's just random, why did you make this that hard?
Yeah,
there was content in the game. Why did you have to? You didn't even have to pad it out like this. No. Why? And it's not even fair.
No, so this just aren't fair. It's
Yeah.
hey, escort this dude on this car. Your car could take 5 shots, and there's enemies just literally everywhere.
No.
The NPCs in the area have just been replaced with enemies who are all shooting at you at once.
I refuse. No, there's only one mission. You know which mission it is. There's only one mission. That's this just piece of shit, hardest mission ever, and it's just terrible. And it's that fucking on-rails shooter part in Jack 2 where you have to take on the Zeppelin thing.
Yeah.
And there's no checkpoints.
There's no checkpoint.
There's no checkpoint.
For this 20-minute long
It's a 20-minute segment.
If you fail at the 19 minute
it's
mark,
literally trial and error. You don't know what the fuck
again.
you're doing. It just gives it to you. It's just
no,
go.
No,
Go
it's
for it.
trial and error and skill because there's still flying enemies around everywhere you have to take care of because they'll kill you.
So there's that one, and then hard number 2 is the mech levels, which are just shoehorned in at the very end of the game. I'm like, this is a different game at this point, and you didn't even try for this.
Underwater mech levels.
Yes.
Yeah,
that one was terrible.
Oh, why?
That was awful. Because we did that. We were
bought that
there.
for my
I remember that. That was the one where we handed it off every 5 minutes because we just couldn't do that part.
Because it came like a thing. I was like, no, I don't think you're better than this or not. It's just I'm just so angry. I can't keep playing this.
It was so eye-opening going back and playing it. That
literally looking back at it because that game came out. It came out for PS2. So I was playing maybe 14-ish.
What was 2005, 2000
Yeah, so I was about 14 or
maybe?
15 when it came out.
Yeah.
I'm looking back, I was like, how the fuck did I do this?
Bro, I was 12. I was 11.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck did I do this?
Yeah, no. I used to play it. I didn't just beat it as a kid. I would play it once a week. I got to the point where I would just come home and I would just play Jack.
I would play it every day.
Every day. So no, it's my scumbag brother story would definitely be mine's the de facto one that everyone who's played Pokemon has ever.
Yeah, he deleted
because Pokemon does let you have multiple save files, and your brother's just like, I want to play the game. And you're like, no, because you know, but your parents are always like, oh, you gotta let him try it. Let him try it. Maybe he wants to play it, and then I'm like, no, you buy him the copy of the game, and then no, they're like, oh no, you got it, and it's like, well, I don't want him to mess up my save file.
There's only one.
So what's the only solution is that he has to start a new save file. And what's the problem with that is that he has to then not save. And all it does is say, hey, there's already an existing save file. Are you sure you want to overwrite it? And you're just mashing A at that point. I lost a Mew.
Oh, no.
I didn't get it legit. I just went to summer camp and some kid had a Game Genie. And he just hacked it in there. But still, I left and I didn't have access to that Game Genie anymore and I could not get my Mew back. So I was very upset. It was frustrating.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can bet.
Almost as frustrating as whenever I got my Game Boy Advance, like the original Game Boy Advance. And then, 3 months later, they're just like, oh, hey, here's a clearly better one in every single way. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Great.
It's like, well, why did you buy one, whenever it came out, Austin? And it's like, Generation 3 of fucking Pokemon dropped at the same time because they always do this.
Yeah.
Also, spoiler alert, you want to know whenever the next Switch revision is going to come out? Whenever Sword and Shield drops. Yep. It's obvious.
Yep.
It's obvious. They always do that. I'm going to probably buy one of them. And then buy Sword and Shield because it's just accept it now. Might as well start saving money because I want it. I want it.
Gotta has it.
Want it.
Gotta has it.
Yeah. So, and hopefully, it's cool because I'm gonna be honest with you. A Switch Mini, I might go for it.
I want the opposite. I want the one that's just a console.
Well, I don't know. If because somebody made a really good argument where they're like,
you can still have Joy-Cons stuff like that. I just want the one that's just just does have the surreal front. It's just like it's just a console.
Yeah, but I don't know, man, because they looked in they did a deeper dive into the breakdown of the percentage of playtime.
Yeah,
for each version, and it's split down the middle now. So
it's directly down the middle. Yeah,
it's directly almost like it's either 40 or 50% of the time on each of either docked or in handheld mode. So I don't know if they're going to go full blown one way or the other because I don't know why they would hurt the market that they just made.
Well, I always feel like at this point, everybody who wants they switch as it is now, has one now.
Right.
So now it's like, hey, we'll maybe just do these two very extreme,
especially for the little babs. Little babs don't have access to their own TV or shouldn't at least. I mean,
yeah.
Unfortunately, at the same time, I can go down to Best Buy and get an Insignia TV for $70 if I time it up right. So I don't know. Plus, everybody has an old TV. So I don't know. But if they don't sell it with a dock, that's another $80 that you're not having to buy.
Probably,
yeah. Or $30 for you, $80 for them.
Yeah.
Because they're still going to charge you. So, what else you want to talk about? Other fun games. I like talking about nostalgic things. I'm on a nostalgic. Other big nostalgia bombs you got for me?
Man, I wish they'd bring back. What's the game they bring back? What the fuck is that game? Jet Moto. You ever play Jet Moto?
Oh, is that the one with the jet skis?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that one's lit. Yeah.
No, it was they're fucking hover jet skis.
Yeah.
You're fucking going. Yeah, that game was fucking.
Man, that was a very unique game.
They could go nuts with that today.
Oh my god, could they? Actually, you just make that shit in VR.
Yeah, man.
Like a third person VR thing. Yeah.
Hashtag bring back Jet Moto.
What developer was that? Was that?
Dude, I do not.
Was that Sega? Was that just?
No, that was so random.
Oh, then they're probably defunct, and that's never coming back.
Hold on, I'm just looking up.
So, while you're looking that up, I'll tell you my story about how you mentioned the Dreamcast earlier and how you had one.
Yeah.
I actually did not know that the Dreamcast even fucking existed. That's how.
Okay, developers single track. Apparently, they've had multiple. This might be for the whole series. There's Jet Moto 2 and 3 too. Single track locomotive games, Pacific Coast Power and Light.
I've literally never heard of any of those. I think all
three of those games were developed by different people.
Ooh. So, well, I mean, that means that, there's precedent for the next one to be complete. I don't know. Who owns the IP, I wonder?
Dude, that's what I have no idea. Who knows?
So, I never knew that a Dreamcast existed until way after it was already dead.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know.
How did you
avoid the like I said, I didn't. That was right before I started actually trying to find out stuff about video games,
actually become
actually searching stuff and actually looking online.
Well, I was more how'd you avoid the commercials on Cartoon Network and shit?
I never saw them. I don't ever remember a Dreamcast commercial.
Wow,
I don't
really
recall one. Were they only on Cartoon Network?
No, they were everywhere.
Were they on Nickelodeon? Let me ask you that.
They're probably on Nickelodeon.
Because that's another story for nostalgic stupid Austin, is that I straight up didn't know that there was just another channel. I didn't know that Cartoon Network existed for a really long time.
Oh no.
Until
just Nintendo?
Well, because nobody, I thought it was just Nickelodeon. Because nobody was just hey,
I didn't have Cartoon Network because we didn't have.
Well, I never channel surfed. I just straight up stayed on Nickelodeon and I was I'm a dumbass kid. I'm just gonna watch these reruns.
You watch Disney
again.
Channel either?
I did watch Disney Channel.
Okay.
I did watch Disney Channel. Yeah. So.
Okay, not Hannah Montana. That was after my time.
Way before that. No, this is during the Muppet Show and shit.
Lizzie McGuire. There we go.
Was it? And that was even before Lizzie McGuire. I'm talking this is yeah, I guess even Stevens was on because it was the 90s.
So. Oh no, back in the 90s, yeah, they got Clarissa. It was all.
Like I was watching.
Clarissa Explains It All. Sorry.
I was watching like fucking Clarissa Explains It All, Pete and shit like that. Like
I never liked Pete and Pete. I
didn't really like Pete and Pete either.
Keenan Kel show is lit. Shit,
oh my god, you already know I love the Keenan.
Dude,
Kel.
me and my grandma would sit there and watch the we watched the premiere episodes. When they came out
if
every
anything
Saturday.
you take away from this episode of the podcast is that know this: the Keenan and Kel show surprisingly holds up extremely well.
I know. I
it is just straight up a good show.
Yeah,
like you can just go back and watch like any episode like right now, and you'd be like, oh my god, this is just a good show. So yeah, it's lit, as they say now. And also, you can take solace in the fact that which one of his is on SNL. So
yeah, Keenan,
yeah.
Kelly kind of fell because you started to fade like a lot of shit. I think he does maybe some producing now.
Yeah, I think he just
some
didn't want to be
people
on
do that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's the other thing too is if he's doing producing and stuff like that. That's cool. Like he's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do. That's fine. I just don't want to know bad at having Kel.
For a while, he was at the G4 show with Kevin Peralta.
Oh my god!
He was he did a few guest spots on.
There's another one, man. G4 and Tech TV, man.
Yeah,
Tech TV was a whole
Tech
thing.
TV, fucking
dude. I loved Tech TV. I was very, very upset whenever they changed it over to G4. Even though it was a whole
more gaming stuff.
Well, the gaming stuff was cool and everything, but like I was cool with like the whole like you still did video game stuff and it was just a tech channel.
Yeah,
really cool
I do miss some other tech stuff though.
Yeah, because
they kept some of it around randomly.
Some of it because and I feel like there was a boardroom discussion where it was like, well, X-Play got to stay, and it's like, well, they're video games. It's like, yeah, but they got to stay.
So I think one of the the random talk show was it like
the Screensavers?
Yeah, I think Screensavers stayed for a while, but that transformed later. Yeah,
there was a carryover because the Screensavers used to be a much, much, much different show. I don't know if you recall that.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see the blooper that happened on the Screensavers? Because I think this is why one of them got fired. Like you remember the older dude who was like the head guy of Screensavers back whenever it was like way less like gamer centric or whatever. Because it started to get more gamer centric before it even like went over to G4.
Yeah.
And then it changed over again, and it was like Adult Swim but IRL kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was stupid. Anyway, this gentleman. OG Screensavers. This guy had somebody on who had a original, what is it called?
Oh, wait, I do remember.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He had a Edison gramophone or something like that.
Yes, and he fucking broke
one of the ones with like and the thing that he broke was an original wax recording that I think was of like Edison. And he dropped it and he broke it.
Yeah.
And like I felt so bad for him because it was just one of those things like just like that kid who you saw like
there's no come back from that.
There isn't like and there's nothing you can do because it's just like oh that was just literally irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is literally an irreplaceable priceless object.
Like, and that was the original one. And it was like maybe don't hand somebody I don't even know why he was holding it because it was made out of wax. So I'm like why is this touching air right now? Like I feel like it should be like a hermetically sealed like
why did you even bring this?
Like, for real, like why didn't you make a copy of it? Like digitally, like just rip it and then be like, oh, we can still hear the recording, but like, no, I'm not giving you the recording to hold. Like it's in like the Smithsonian or whatever.
Yeah,
like, fuck that. And I'm sure there's still other recordings, but like he just beefed it hard. What was another one? There was another one that was semi Adult Swimish in its thing. It was called was that Attack of the Show?
No, that's what Screensavers turned into.
Okay. What was the late night one?
That had the weird guy
and the black chick. Had a weird guy and a black chick.
Oh, I don't remember.
Had a weird guy and a black chick. And the only thing I can remember, and it's going to sound really weird, but all I remember is, and this is going to happen a lot whenever we talk about nostalgic shit, is I'm going to remember some vague shit, and you're not going to know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm going to go. It was a weird thing where there was this whole controversy back in the day, back in the very early mid 2000s, where consumers finally had the availability to buy night vision cameras.
Yes.
And they had a type of night vision camera. Do you remember this controversy?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened is that somebody found out, and it is so random. Somebody found out that if you turn on the night vision mode during the day, it can see through clothes. Yeah. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that part.
You don't remember that part?
I don't remember that
part. No, that was totally a thing. Like if a girl wasn't wearing like a bra or something like that and wearing like a sheer thing, like she would still have to be wearing something to where it's like be a little inappropriate to begin with, but like it straight up like just made that shirt disappear. Wow. Yeah. So they were doing a bit with it, and I do not remember this black chick's names, but like She's pretty cute. And, the guy was doing a bit about it and Chris is now grabbing his phone to Google something. I don't know what it is.
I haven't looked this up.
Anyway,
I was going to look up G4 shows.
He did this bit where he was making fun of that whole controversy that was going on because it was very much in the news because that Jesus Christ, the minute that broke, that was just a news story for a blurb at the end of the night, And he pointed it at her, and she had tape over her boobs, and she was like, because it was all like a staged thing or whatever. But it was just funny. That's all I remember about the show. So it wasn't Attack of the Show, and it wasn't Screensavers. It was.
Oh God, remember Code Monkeys?
Oh my God, I did not care for it. Yeah, it was really bad.
Unscrewed.
That's it.
Was
yes,
the name of
that's
the
not even a tech name, man.
Unscrew with Martin Sargent.
That was it. Unscrewed with Martin Sargent. That was it. And I did not like that show either. I only watched it a couple of times. Yeah, it was really weird because it was another tech show. That was my thing. Was that it was really weird.
Laura Swisher?
Yes,
that was Laura Swisher.
Yeah, it was Laura Swisher. Yep. I wonder what she's doing now. Let's Google that later.
Stand-up comedian, Los Angeles best known for her roles, co-host of former tech TV program Unscrewed with Martin Sargent. Apparently nothing.
Excellent. So see, and that's really weird whenever I'm talking about this now and I'm unpacking this again, is that's 3 different talk shows about just tech and gaming.
Apparently she randomly does stuff for CNET News on TV.com.
It's fucking weird. It's weird. Yeah, so that's 3 different talk shows on Tech TV.
Yeah.
/G4 / What did they get bought?
Oh yeah, that's I remember that shit.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. So what did it turn? Didn't Esquire Min buy it out?
Yeah, Esquire Min bought it.
And now it's just defunct, and it's just not even. And now it's just
defunct. Yeah,
it's just defunct.
It's not even anything anymore.
No, because I remember it for a really long time. They just they bought the channel, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, what's the program going to be?"
I think once I stopped watching because even then, it was around
Well, I mean, by that point, none of us had cable anyway.
2007.
Yeah.
I started to just go downhill real hard.
Well, because 2007 was a red letter year for sure. That was the year a lot of stuff died and a lot of stuff because I mean, what?
Like it just got to point where even on G4, the only things worth watching were
everything changed. That's
show.
whenever YouTube got big.
Yeah,
was 2007. The iPhone came out. YouTube was big. YouTube was on the iPhone. You could watch videos on the go now, and it wasn't just complete and utter hot ass, and just 4 pixels. That Screw Attack was starting to be a thing, and all these other, MLMs and stuff like that. No, not MLMs. It's a Ponzi scheme. Multi-channel networks.
Yeah.
MCNs. That one. Multi-channel networks. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But yeah. And that's where a lot of the still prevalent YouTubers today are from a lot of stuff like Screw Attack. I'm not going to talk about one person who's from Screw Attack because he did a bad thing. But
wait, no, he was from Normal Boots.
No. He originally was on Screw Attack.
Oh, he was originally.
Yeah, and then he helped form Normal Boots. Yeah, Jared Normbauer, Diddler. So, yeah, Tech TV was a thing. That's wherever I very first watched the Japanese animation and knew that it was Japanese animation. I obviously watched Japanese animation before on Toonami.
Yes.
And I know you've done this too.
I'm also curious now about what's Morgan Webb up to.
Not doing copious amounts of cocaine like Adam Sandler, or not Adam Sandler, Adam Sessler. God, that's just what a fall from grace, unfortunately. Because you remember the E3 where they were they did the coverage again. What was it that they did the coverage on? Because they had Adam Sessler and
has a monthly video game column titled "Tips for the Gaming Goddess." So yeah,
you know what? Good for her. She's no G. She's no G, and I like her. I approve. I wanted to talk to you about this as well as we talk about nostalgic things. This episode's all about nostalgia.
Yes.
At least the second half. So, Kids WB.
Yes.
Just comfy. It's like home. I loved it.
Yeah,
I know you loved it too. I have not found anybody else who really, woke up on Saturday morning. That was the Saturday morning cartoons for us.
I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday about she's talking about hers. It's I never had to worry about meal the week because I just got up at 8 o'clock in the morning and just didn't move from the couch for 4 hours.
It wasn't even 8 o'clock in the morning. It was earlier than that.
Oh, no, I still refuse to get up at 8 o'clock. I was no, I get up for school at 7.
Right.
So fuck that.
Like, dude, you just lay in bed and watch TV. Like,
It's also there's just 2 shows like before that I didn't really want to watch anyway.
see, and I want to look up that. Like, see, that's the kind of shit that I want to remember.
Because I think Digimon started at 8. That was
See,
the main thing I wanted.
I wasn't
to watch.
a Digimon kid. I was one of those asshole kids. Who was just like,
I was Pokemon and Digimon.
Ooh,
Like kind of like
double dipping.
Digimon more.
yeah. I mean, Digimon was definitely the quote unquote like more boy centric thing.
Yes.
Which I didn't realize until later.
Too. I like
and I told you this recently.
Stuff.
I didn't realize until way later, like very recently, like last year, that Digimon was actually just Tamagotchi.
Yeah, there's Tamagotchi.
Just Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
It's Tamagotchi for boys.
Boy, just Tamagotchi
That was
for
it.
boys.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, it was.
And they
Literally
were like,
all it
oh,
was.
Pokemon's really popular. Make them battle.
Yeah.
And I was like, it wasn't a fucking Pokemon ripoff. They just took concepts from Pokemon and were just like, we're just gonna make it better. I was like, that is fucking stupid.
Fucking pepper breath, man.
Yeah, so there was a lot of weird stuff on Kids WB, and there was like what was that one show that we talked about one time that was in the DC universe. It was about that robot guy.
Oh yeah, that show was great. It was a spinoff from Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that was it.
Like it was like Omega.
Like, talk about the most niche thing you can think of is a spin-off of a spin-off that already didn't perform that well.
What? I love Batman Beyond. What are you talking about?
No. We loved Batman Beyond, but let's be honest.
Everyone loved Batman Beyond.
Everyone now
it
loves
got
Batman.
3 seasons, which for a kid show, that was a shit ton of seasons.
Yeah, that's true. Especially back then.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I didn't realize that Batman.
It is real weird.
Batman the animated series, like, originally was like airing on like prime time, like Fox and shit.
That shit was legit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh.
The Batman animated series was legit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had to like ruin it by making Batman and Robin because they're like, oh, it's a kid show.
We gotta bring in
you have too many dark themes.
There has to be a kid for the kids to identify
Even though we've been showing this at prime time and it's not even marketed to kids, it's just fucking Batman. Like, I don't know why you think adults can't like Batman.
That's why. Do you ever like watching like the behind the scenes interviews with any of the people who worked on Batman Beyond, and just how much they just fucked with the studio.
Yeah, I mean, like it clearly was.
It was like, oh, we want a Batman in school. That'd be cool for the kids. It's like, okay, we'll do that.
All right.
He's never gonna be in fucking school.
He never was at school.
He's
never
only like
went to
3
school.
episodes that involve school, and he's only there so the plot.
Yes, they were like, and it's like looking back and it's like, hey guys, look, I know we're in the middle of storyboarding this, but like, look, Terry goes to school in this scene because the executives are getting mad at us because we needed to go.
Also,
to school.
like it was executive like.
So effectively, like it was more Terry just skipping school to go be Batman.
There was also a bunch of executive things like, oh, we can't have you have guns pointed directly at screen, and like they get shot, and they did that shit.
That's hilarious. You know what sticks out to me the most since I haven't watched Batman Beyond in a good while? That one episode, what villain was it where he was on the submarine and he just straight up got pissed at that dude and just killed him?
Oh no,
he pulled the Batman. He pulled the Batman thing. Like, I don't have to say. Yeah.
That was the guy who killed his dad. It
Yeah.
was like all radiated out
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, he was just like, oh, you're just gonna die down here. You just left. You just peaced out. Yeah.
Yeah. He did the de facto Batman thing of like, no, I don't have to save you. Yeah, and they did that.
I think he was just like, oh no, you're just gonna die down here. Then he's like,
he was like, peace.
Yeah, he's like, I don't give a
he's like,
shit. You killed my dad.
Fucking hate you. Yeah. And then they had that really cool movie, Return of the Joker, where the Joker was a computer virus.
Yes.
There's really weird.
It was a genetic virus.
Yeah. See, the reason why that show holds up so well is because it was so. It didn't just think that kids were fucking stupid.
Yes.
Like, you could infer that those 2 clown twins, that was a product of Joker and Harley, right? Like,
yeah.
But they never had to come out and say it.
But then they did like the fun, like, I guess fans were like, they just confirmed.
Yeah.
But it was like,
yeah,
wow, those are Harley's great kids.
Yeah, like you can confirm it later and you're like, oh man, I knew it. Like, fuck yeah, that makes you feel good. Instead of just going like, oh hey, we're Harley's grandkids. It's like, all right.
Great.
Cool. Where's the Penguin's godson, I guess? I don't.
Well, that's why too, like the show, they made a conscious effort to be like, oh no, we're not rehashing enemies. So there's a good story. Like they had that one episode with Dr. Freeze that was really fucking good. Where they brought him back in, he was like, "Oh, I'm better now." I was like, "Oh no, fuck, I'm not."
You know who was really cool villains in Batman Beyond? And one that I think they did end up rehashing, but in a way that it wasn't rehashing. They did redesigns for a lot of the characters as well, like a lot of the villains.
Well, yeah, so I was like at least like the same theme,
right?
Like there was that one doctor who used
the
There was the one guy who was kind of like Scarecrow, but he used hypnosis.
Yeah,
instead of like
and
gases
see,
and stuff.
that's just cool. Like
Yeah.
you're
He
clearly
was
putting in
essentially-
effort, and you.
I guess
Cool.
there's more. There's people who were like what's the word? Is it allegories? I guess.
I guess, yeah. Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah.
Who were essentially like they weren't the same villain. They have different powers, but they fit the same like niche as that character. Like there was the ink character too, like the Jingo Turtle, like who was like liquid.
Yeah,
ink,
yeah.
Who essentially
They clearly just
who was
watched
essentially
Terminator 2.
Clayface.
Yeah, it was also Clayface. But it was like Terminator 2 Clayface,
Yes.
which is just fucking
It's
cool.
like, hey, what if Clayface wasn't a big dumb idiot?
Yeah.
It was like actually like super deadly.
It'd be a problem. So no, my favorite character designs from that show was definitely the card suit people.
Oh yeah, Royal
Because
Flush
like
Gang.
the Royal Flush Gang, and they were in Batman like originally, right? I think
No, they actually ended up bringing them back because they were so popular.
the Royal
They
Flush
ended
Gang
up
is just cool.
Dude, that's the best part about those animated series. Like, it's like these things got so popular they introduced characters back into the comics because Harley Quinn was a complete and utter fabrication of the
Right.
Batman animated series.
I wonder if the Royal Flush Gang was.
Then
as well.
she became so popular they then added her into the comics.
Absolutely, she rivals Joker
Yeah.
as far as popularity. I mean, but the Royal Flush Gang, I really like the Ace one because he's like a robot and he doesn't
Yeah.
have like a face. He looks like fucking Pepsi Man. He's just like he just wrecks people's shit. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then Batman just like blows him up because he's a robot. And it was back during the time whenever you could only kill people if they're robots.
Yeah, robots. That should have killed. They killed some people.
Well, they didn't kill him on screen. It was very heavily implied. that
Yeah,
they killed
they
people.
did.
They did the whole like and
There's that one body horror episode with like the fucking the splicers.
oh my god.
Yeah, that's a body horror
I
episode.
like to think what's his face watched that and was like, I can make a video game off that.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name that I can't remember. Yep, guy who made BioShock is who I'm getting at.
Oh,
You would think that I would remember this before you because
Yep.
you know I that's another one of my favorite games is the original BioShock. Although the more I think about it and the more years that pass, I don't know because it's just like that game conceptually and thematically really good.
Yes.
Execution weird. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those really weird
That's
situations.
the reason I never get into the game because I never liked how it felt like to play.
It
I never
doesn't
liked
feel
the
good.
game feel.
Because see,
To steal a quote.
and I would agree with you. I would agree with you. And my other problem with it is the fact that you look at the trilogy, right?
Yeah.
The first one, thematically, 10 out of 10. Great game, awesome. You're immersed, you're everything, blah, blah, blah. The bad part is that the gameplay is And
Yes.
then 2, it's the reverse.
Yeah,
The
gameplay
gameplay is
great.
just fucking
But then there's just
tight.
like no theming to it. It's like,
the theming is
even
just-
seems to be like, wouldn't it be cool if you were a Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
They did the trope
That'd
of
be cool.
they did the trope of like, what if you were the iconic bad guy from the first game? And it was like, ugh,
I guess.
I guess.
It feels good. to
And then
play.
also did a time skip, which was stupid.
Yeah.
Because the thing was that everything down there is themed like the 50s and 60s. So then to do a time skip, actually, and then the DLC for BioShock 2 takes place in the 70s. It takes place in like 1969. So there's like computers and shit going on, which is just wrong. Because
That doesn't make any sense because Rapture still nobody would have been developing anything down there.
there was one dude.
How
There's
do
one
you
dude-
know? How do you know about 1970s technology?
Right, exactly. And also, why is he fucking making vacuum tube computers down in the fucking bottom of the sea whenever all this shit already happened? Like, it was like clearly already done. And they like shoehorned it back in, and it was just stupid. And it was a developer. You know what developer made the DLC for BioShock 2? Same developer that made Gone Home.
Yeah.
That was their first foray into the video game.
Can't remember the name of the developer right now.
I can't remember that developer right now either. And obviously, they're a good developer. They wanna
keep
do
getting
stuff.
work.
I mean,
Getting work consistently.
getting work. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's another nostalgic thing? I was going to tell you something else nostalgic that I remembered. Yeah, I told you that I never saw I actually only saw to bring it way back to the Dreamcast discussion.
Oh, yeah.
I only saw one Dreamcast in the wild, like at like a random dude's house. Like I went
Well, my
over.
thing is like too is like you ever saw it in the store
No,
either?
no, dude.
The fuck?
No, I'm like realizing now that like it
You
wasn't.
never saw the demo chaos?
So, Chris, I need you to understand that it wasn't entirely my fault that I didn't really understand and grasp the concept of buying games. I think my parents were just bitches. I think they made it to where, like, I didn't know that there was a... Excuse me. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, bless.
Thank you. I didn't realize there was, like, you know, I didn't realize until, like, the Game Boy Advance came out, and then they had, like, the little, like, thing that was there that you could play little demos on. I didn't realize that there was little cases with games in them, so I didn't really see that. Yeah.
Okay, bud.
That's why I bought Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for the Game Boy Advance. That was a really good game. Remake recently came out for the 3DS. Played that through again.
Hell yeah.
It was really good. The second one was so universally panned that they decided to skip it and make a remake for 3 instead.
Just kind of a Devil May Cry situation there.
Oh god, yeah. So
just get some DMC 2.
That's a game that I want to come out, is a new Mario and Luigi game. Because the last one that they made was Dream Team, and that one was just, oh man, that was not good. That was just so like, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Paper Mario.
Yeah.
And I know you know what Paper Mario is, but were you familiar with the one that came out on the Wii where it's Super Paper Mario?
Yeah. Yeah, they made more like a just normal Mario game, but with
paper
and
I was
aesthetics.
just like, well, you could have just made a Mario game. It's supposed to be a Mario RPG. I was like,
it's the whole point of Paper Mario.
So they literally made it's weird whenever you think about it on paper because it's like, it's a Mario RPG. What?
See what you did there.
Yeah. Fuck you. Stupid whenever you think about it because it's like, it's a Mario RPG with action combat, I guess, but for that, it just means jumping on the thing.
Yeah, it's just jumping on things. It's a Mario game.
Which just makes a Mario game with a whole bunch of text that you have to read. And it's just like, Granted, great game, really funny moments that still get memed to this day.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that it's a really good game. And I'm going to say
it's just not a Paper Mario game.
Right. And I
it's
hate
a Mario game with paper.
It's a good game, but it's not a good X game.
Yeah. But that's what that's apt.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a new one. But if they can just make Mario Maker, I mean, fuck it.
Maybe it's Paper Mario. That's a Paper Mario to Mario Maker. That'd be cool.
It's a little bit more construction going on there since you gotta have text and since they still can't get all the dicks out of the stage creator in
and then Smash
Brothers, yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, anything else nostalgic you want to talk about?
I don't know. What time are we at? What's the
we're at a time. Yeah, we're at a really good time.
I think we could
probably
call it a day. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, let us know what kind of nostalgic stuff, whatever dick thing your brother and or sister did to your video games.
Yes.
Let us know.
Send us that to the email at halfbaked@halfraced@gmail.com.
Nice.
Yes.
So yeah, let us know what you want to talk about. What want us to talk about. I'd like there to be some sort of discussion. I don't know. We still really need to work on getting people to see our videos. We're still
I probably used to put it on Facebook. I haven't done that yet.
I mean, again, we need to figure out the whole analytics thing. Regardless, this has been another episode of the Half Baked and Half Raced podcast with your friends, Austin and Chris.
Yeah. I'm Chris. I'm the Chris guy.
Yeah, he's the Chris guy.
I'm clearly getting very tired.
And I'm getting tired as well. And it's also, we've just been sitting here for a second. We don't know how to end a podcast. So,
I mean, this is still better than most.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did it just do like an abrupt, like.
Something new, yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying like us just trailing off and then eventually just
just
fading off a little bit. We just kind of just.